Columbia Business School's LGBTQ Student Association is called Cluster Q. It was founded approximately 20 years ago, and currently we have approximately 80 active LGBTQ members. We have over 1,000 registered allies within the Columbia Business School community. And the way that we look at the programming for the organization, we break it down into professional, social, and community programming and initiatives. So from the professional perspective, Cluster Q engages with employers on campus to help facilitate opportunities between employers looking for summer interns and full-time candidates with members of Cluster Q. So we help organize different happy hours or dinners or specific targeted events for students that are within our club for organizations that are looking for LGBTQ talent.
And from a social perspective, we are also a club that has a lot of fun. We like to describe ourselves as one of the only clubs on campus that's capable of doing a lot of professional work and also having a really good time, either in the context of going out in New York City. We also plan a retreat every fall, and we also tend to go on a spring trip to a place like Las Vegas or New Orleans and just have a time to get to know each other. From a community perspective, Cluster Q has done a lot of work, not only in the Columbia Business School community, but the Columbia University community, and also really getting to know our neighbors in Harlem and up on the Upper West Side. And we've done work with places like the Ali Forney Center, volunteering. We've also worked on campaigns to make sure that our faculty and staff have really good training on how to be supportive allies in our business school community. Cluster Q has spent the last few years really working on our allyship program. As Nick mentioned, we have over 1,000 registered allies, and every year we have an Ally Week, and we also have a week called Love is Love Week, which happens to be around Valentine's Day. And during both Ally Week and Love is Love Week, we really focus on engaging our ally community, engaging the faculty and staff, putting on programming that spreads awareness about anything from what it's like to come out in the workplace, to a panel called Ask a Q Anything, where we create a safe space for open dialogue, and also thinking about faculty and staff training and working with the Career Services Center, ensuring that all the employers who come on campus understand what it means to be equitable in working with the LGBT group.
And building upon what Annie just said, a central tenet of Columbia Business School experience is diversity and inclusion, and Cluster Q and an LGBTQ identity represents just a single sliver of what that means within our broader community. So, and in Cluster Q, in our leadership roles, we also work very, very actively to engage with other affinity groups on campus to do programming and different events that meet at the intersection of what we work on and what those organizations work on. So just for a few sample ideas of what that means, in just a few days is National Coming Out Day on Tuesday, October 11th, and we are actually partnering with MIBA, which is our Military and Business Association, to host a film screening and panel on a video that discusses being transgender in the military. During Ally Week, which Annie just discussed, we are also hosting a program called How to Be a Good Ally, because allyship does not just apply to being LGBTQ. So we're co-sponsoring that with BBSA, which is our Black Business Student Association, and QUIB, which are Columbia Women in Business. So Cluster Q is very, very important in terms of what it means to both Annie and me for representing LGBTQ identities on campus, but we also do a lot of work to make sure that we interact with other organizations on campus and our deep ally community.
We love Columbia.
Yeah, well, Annie and I are obsessed with the Columbia Business School, so there's many different things that I would offer to a prospective student. First and foremost, I would say interact with current students, because the more that you learn about a school, the more that you're going to understand the actual community and culture, and the way you do that is by speaking to current students who are living that experience in that moment. So I would highly encourage you as a prospective student to visit Columbia Business School, come up to our campus in New York, reach out to people like Annie or me or anybody else within Cluster Q to get a better understanding of not only what it means to be out and proud while in business school, but also just getting a general understanding of our academic experience, our community experience, the experience of living in New York City, which you cannot underestimate because that's a core aspect of going to Columbia Business School. So yeah, my #1 recommendation would be reach out to current students. And personally for me, when I was going through the application process, that was one of the strongest points for me that made me decide that Columbia Business School was where I belonged, because when I reached out to students in various organizations that I was interested in joining, every single one of them was extremely willing to speak to me, to give me their perspective on that club, on their perspective on Columbia Business School. So I just urge you to reach out to current students, because people at Columbia love the community there, and they want to share that experience to make sure you understand what that means.
Yeah, everything Nick said is totally true. The only piece that I would add is to do self-inventory and understand what you're looking for in a business school. As much as we love New York, as much as we love the fast-paced life that Columbia Business School has, if you don't want to be in New York City, then Columbia Business School is probably not the right fit. If the community that we love and that we've built doesn't feel right, that's okay. And I think the one thing that anyone should think about for business school is you get one shot at it. And so understanding what's important to you is the best part of business school, because it's a unique time to go after that. We have something called CBS Matters, where students routinely every week in the front of their cluster talk about what matters to them and what's most important. It's an amazing gift. People have different pieces of their lives that matter and that they bring into business school, whether it's a family business, whether it's an illness someone experienced, whether it's a dream and an aspiration that they have. All of those things come together in a really incredible way, and know that no matter what that is for you, it can come together at Columbia Business School if you want it to, or it might come together somewhere else, and that's completely awesome as well.